Hi, good morning, everyone. So I just have a few slides here. So the main thing to remember is we are the Welch Medical Library. While it is the medical library, it serves schools of medicine, nursing, public health, and the health system. You can Google us, or this is the direct link up at the top, welch.jhmi.edu. This is just a screenshot of the main page, which is a bit fuzzy, so I would just Google it and you can find what this looks like. So just to highlight and sort of give you a very brief overview of the front page of our website. So on the left-hand side where it says quick access to popular resources and tools, we try and highlight some of our new resources up at the top. That is rotating, so things will drop off. You can always find our resources through the top of in the main search page up at the top. So it says articles right now. Underneath that, the next tab are for journals, if there's a particular journal you want to search for. Underneath that are databases. So if there's a database that maybe you had access to at a previous place, you want to know if you have access to it here and don't see it immediately, you can search for it. Underneath that, we have library and research guides. I'll talk a little bit more about those. And then we have the books, journals, and media as that last tab. Going back over to the left under those key resources. So aside from the new resources, underneath it are clinical tools. So you can see there we have some things listed like Access Medicine, Dynamedics, Up to Date, Visual DX. Underneath that section are literature databases, so that's where you'll find PubMed and some of our other literature databases. And then underneath those are a series of research tools that we have. So feel free to check all of this out. In the middle of the screen in green are our current classes. So these are Welch Library classes. Still the majority of them we offer online via Zoom. Occasionally they're in person, but for the most part they're via Zoom, so you can access them from wherever you are. And then over on the in the right column, I'll go down to the yellow part. So there's the reserves for course reserves if you are involved with that. That's the system to use. And then underneath that is the interlibrary loan. So don't pay for articles, know that you can get them through us. And then above that is where it says find your informationist. And this is the personalized library support. So in that search box, you can search for your department to figure out who your informationist is. Or if you click on where it says find your informationist, you will get this screen, which will then show you the lovely faces of all of our informationists. So if you are new to Hopkins and an informationist I like to think of as embedded librarians. They work very closely with research teams to make sure to provide you with the resources and services that you need. So we have some incredibly talented informationists here at Hopkins, and they can provide expert information services to faculty, staff, and students. They are actively involved and often are authors on publications with our faculty with the various projects that that you're working on. Often these may be systematic reviews, but they can also support other research searching in a variety of ways. So aside from evidence synthesis, systematic reviews, they also support clinical and patient care questions as well as practice guidelines. They also have expertise in finding statistics and finding data sets and finding secondary data sets and searching for great literature. There are other things listed on here under the find funding. There used to be more of a focus on government sources. We've been able to pivot a little bit more to some private sources and non-governmental funded places, and so they know where to look for those if you need help coming up with other places. Also for research metrics, so this could be around putting together your promotion packet or your dossier and looking for different ways to demonstrate the impact of the work that you do. Other things are listed on here. I will also mention at the bottom for publication, it says find the best journal options for publishing your work. I didn't mention it here, but there is the NIH, they updated their public access policy, and so there's a zero embargo now for peer-reviewed publications that are arising from NIH funds. And so with that no embargo, that is making faculty have to reflect on where they want to publish. Is there an APC and article processing charge? So if you're curious about how that may impact where you normally would think of publishing, feel free to reach out to us. And then on the main screen, I had mentioned the library and research guide, so just wanted to show you an example of what one looks like. This one is for finding health statistics, but we have more on a variety of topics. So if you want to try and find information without contacting us, we do try and provide a lot of information, resources to get you started and heading in the right direction. If you have a general question, you're not sure who to contact, on the main page there was the Get Help. So if you click on that, then you can see we have a knowledge base where you can search to find answers to questions related to library services, and you can also contact us via chat, call us, email us. That Find an Expert will again take you to the Find an Informationist so you can find the right person to start with. You can always also reach out to me if you have any questions. Those are my slides. Thank you.